Hello, everyone. Welcome. We've been waiting for this masterclass for quite a while. And all we can say is it's going to be life-changing. So stay with us until the end. I'm Alia, a conscious parenting coach and psychologist, and a mother of 4 children.
Hi from my side as well. As Ala said, we are super excited that you're with us today. I'm Diana, leadership, conscious parenting, and life coach, and a mother of two. Together with Alia, we are the co-founders of Conscious on the Go and the Global Conscious Parenting Summit. And this isn't just a masterclass, it's the beginning of your reset. We are so excited to have you all with us, and we'd love for you to share in the chat where you're joining from.
Take a breath with us right now. You've probably opened 10 tabs today, answered everyone's needs, and thought to yourself, you would slow down after. But what if this was the moment you stopped running?
We call this session the reset because that's what most women secretly crave. Not another list of things to do. We all have too many of those, as you know, but permission to breathe again. You've built everything you thought would make you happy: the family, the career, the life, yet somehow you still wake up tired. You fall asleep scrolling and you whisper to yourself, why do I still feel so empty?
We see you, the woman who holds it all together. The business, the children, the relationship, the fantasy. You love deeply, but you're caring too much. And somewhere in the weight of responsibility, you've lost the wideness of being.
This isn't a webinar, it's a mirror. Over the next hour, you will see exactly why your relationships to yourself, your partner, your children, even your purpose, keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. And you will learn how to reset the very system that drives them.
Because you don't need to start over. You just need to rise, to root, identify, surrender, and elevate in a new way that brings peace back into your power and softness back into your strength.
By the end of this masterclass, you will understand why awareness hasn't been enough, what your nervous system's been trying to tell you, and the 4 steps that finally let you lead, love, and live without losing yourself in the process.
So take another breath. You don't need to fix anything. You just need to remember who you are when you stop performing and start being. Welcome to the reset once again.
As we have said, this isn't a webinar, it's a mirror. So you will see where your relationships got stuck and how to set them free.
Every relationship you have with yourself, your partner, your children, even your purpose, reflects the one you have with safety. Today is a reminder to return to it. So if you're ready to start seeing your patterns with compassion from now on, please type ready in the chat.
We often think our struggles are personal. It's my partner, it's my child, it's my boss. But the truth is, every relationship you've ever had repeats the same 3 emotional stages.
We call them the 3 stages of relationships: connection, differentiation, and separation. Every argument, every meeting, every encounter, every disconnection follows the same pattern. Whether you are talking to your husband, your child, your team, or even yourself.
When you start to see these patterns, you stop blaming people and start understanding energy because your relationships aren't random, they are developmental, just like you are. So, if you've ever thought, who does this and why does this keep happening to me? Tonight, you will find your answer.
Who this masterclass is for? This is for you, for the woman who looks successful on the outside, but still wakes up tired, who gives endlessly but doesn't feel deeply met. So drop a yes in the chat if you feel like this woman, or no if you feel differently. We want to see where you are.
The one who knows she's strong, yet secretly wishes someone else could hold her for a change. You've read the books, you've done the therapy, maybe. You have said, I should know better by now. But awareness isn't enough when your body still feels unsafe to rest.
You don't need more information. You need integration. And that's what we are here to begin now with you.
What if we told you that your adult relationships are still being run by the first 7 years of your life?
Your brain recorded love, trust, and separation long before you could even speak. Everything you felt became your truth. And those recordings still play every time you're triggered.
That is why you can be brilliant, you can be educated and self aware, and still you find yourself repeating the same emotional patterns because the mind can understand, but only the body remembers.
The work isn't just to think differently, it's to feel safety. Because until your nervous system experiences safety, your relationships will keep recycling old fear. So drop a yes if this resonates with you.
So, from birth to age 7, your brain was in what's called the theta state, so pure subconscious absorption. Everything you felt became your code for love. So when I cry, does someone come? When I say no, am I still loved? When I leave, am I safe to return?
Those aren't just childhood questions. They are still running inside you every day, at work, at home, in love, in all of your relationships.
So if you've ever wondered why you overgive, why you freeze in conflict, or why you keep choosing the same dynamics, this is the reason. And now we will show you how to finally rewrite the code.
Every relationship you've ever had moves through these three emotional stages. Understanding them allows you to move freely through the cycle instead of being trapped by it. Let's walk through them together because once you see where you get stuck, you will know exactly where to begin to rise. Life itself, it's a constant movement. In the beginning, all we ever want is safety. As children, the question was simple. Will someone come when I cry? And as adults, that same question becomes, can I trust love?
If love wasn't consistent for you or for us, we learned to strive through control, performance, or withdrawal. We became the women who held it all together because we were never sure someone else would.
So we build safety through achievement, through planning, through perfection. But that kind of safety, it's exhausting because it's earned, it's not felt. True connection begins when we rebuild safety inside, not from control, but from presence.
Once we feel safe, then is the next developmental test. This is where the test begins. Can I be myself and still be loved? As children, many of us learned that saying no meant rejection or shame. So as adults, we learn to please, to overgive, to keep the peace, even when it costs us our truth.
This is why so many relationships, romantic, parental, professional, start strong and then crack at the moment of difference. We mistake disagreement for disconnection. But differentiation is not disconnection. It's the birthplace of maturity, where two truths can exist at the same time.
And without authenticity, connection can become performance, and performance looks like love, but feels like pressure. So if this resonates with you, or if you ever kept quiet to keep the peace and to please everyone, type me in the chat. Every healthy relationship eventually meets the third stage, which is the stage of separation. As children, this meant learning to live safely, to explore, and return without fear. But for many of us, separation meant danger, guilt, or loss, even. So, as adults, we hold too tightly to people, to control, to identities that no longer fit.
Here, I would like to make a pause and I will share a personal story. Yesterday, something beautiful happened at my home. It was a reminder that every transition carries a little grief before it becomes joy. My daughter Isabel turned 13, and when she came back from dance class, she was still 12, and I saw the soft sadness in her eyes. I waited until I could be fully present and there for her. I sat beside her and asked how she felt. Tears came. She wasn't having a bad day. She was saying goodbye to who she had been. Then Ryan, her little brother, came and he asked, "Why is she crying, Mom?" We said, "Because she's turning 13. She's growing and she needs to get used to it." A minute later, I heard him whisper, "She wants to be 6 just like me." We smiled, we laughed, and I told Isabel, "He's right. Part of us never wants to grow up." We didn't analyze. We stayed close, connected. We let her feel without fixing. A few hours later, on her birthday, she was glowing. She had crossed a threshold. And that's the essence of separation. Not losing love, but letting the old make space for the new to arrive. If we rush, if we past grief, our nervous system can't update. And when we pause, feel, and release, we rewire and connection returns. So yesterday, Isabel became 13, and I became the mother of a teenager. And that's exactly the work, meeting change with presence instead of resistance.
Thank you, Alia, for sharing this wonderful story. It is so much to learn from it. And I had a similar experience with my own teenage daughter when she finished actually high school. There was a moment of separation she had to experience herself, so quite similar. And indeed, conscious separation, whether it's a moment, a conversation, or a season of life, it's not about leaving. It's about trusting love to change without ending. So when you can separate consciously, love becomes freedom, and it is no fear any longer. So if this has resonated with you, we're curious to see. So if you've ever resisted an ending you knew was right for you, but you resisted it, so you can just type me in the chat. So let's see, and let's try to share. So this isn't just theory. This is every day of your life. The same stages show up in your marriage, with your child, and with your business. Connection when you meet someone or begin something new that feels aligned, a shared space, a moment of yes. Differentiation when things don't go as planned, when differences appear, and you are invited to stay true without disconnecting. And separation when life asks you to release control and trust the process, so something new can unfold.
The cycle isn't a problem, it's the rhythm of growth. But if you get stuck in one of those stages, like seeking connection without safety, or avoiding conflict, or fearing ending, that's when love, parenting, and purpose starts to feel like pressure instead of peace.
Which is what brings us right here to the real reason why we stay stuck.
You've done the inner work. You've read many books, I'm sure. You're reflected. And maybe you even think you're fully self aware. But awareness without embodiment is like insight without oxygen. You know what is happening, but your system still reacts the same way.
And that is because the nervous system doesn't speak logic, it speaks safety. So until your body feels safe, no affirmation will last and no strategy will stick. And that is why most women stay stuck. So they try to think their way out of patterns that were created before they could think even.
So now we are not here to fix your mind. We are here to reset your system. Because once your body remembers safety, everything else recalibrates. Love, parenting, purpose, even how you show up in your business. And that brings us to the moment of truth, how you rise above these patterns and finally return to peace. If you are ready to reset, give me ready in the chat. Thank you.
So I think we are ready. Let's have a look. Before we do, actually, we would like to invite you to feel your own system reset. So if you feel comfortable, please close your eyes and let's take one deep breath together. Notice what softens in your body. Try to feel the chair maybe underneath you. Maybe your shoulders drop. Maybe your breath deepens. That's your nervous system saying, I'm safe. I'm safe enough to listen. So take another deep breath. You don't have to do anything for the next few minutes. Just let your body catch up with the part of you that's always been trying to feel safe. And one final breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. This is the beginning of the reset.
You've just seen the blueprint of every relationship, how safety, difference, and freedom dance together. But here is the truth. You cannot outthink a pattern created before you could think. You can only reprogram it through the body, through safety, through presence. That's where the R.I.S.E method begins. Type yes if your body feels it.
You've built everything, the family, the business, the life. But now it's time to reset your system, not your schedule. The R.I.S.E method is the conscious reset for women who are done holding it all together and are ready to feel alive again.
It's not about fixing your relationships. It's about upgrading the way you relate to yourself, your children, your partner, and even your purpose. Because when you reset your inner system, everything you touch, from your home to your work, rises with you.
So the first step is the root and receive step. This is how we call it. Most women have spent decades in survival, doing, fixing, proving, giving. Your nervous system only knows readiness, not rest. When you finally root, physically and emotionally, your body starts to remember safety. You stop performing for peace and begin receiving. You can finally actually begin to receive.
This is where beauty, intuition, and magnetism return. Not because you tried harder, but because you stop fighting yourself. The shift here is simple but radical. From tension to trust, from I have to hold it all to I'm held. Safety is the new success.
The second step is identify and integrate. This is where you see what's really been running your life, the emotional code you inherited from childhood, that love must be earned, for example, that calm means danger, that success required sacrifice. And when you see it clearly, it's like magic. You stop repeating it unconsciously, you begin to choose. You finally have a choice and you don't have to react.
And you integrate the parts of you that were left behind. The little girl who wanted freedom, softness, play. The shift here is from autopilot to authorship. What you will gain is mental clarity, emotional calm, freedom from guilt. Clarity is the most luxurious form of peace.
And then we come to surrender and synthesize. Step 3. This is where your energy returns. When you stop gripping every outcome and start allowing life to move through you. Most women confuse surrender with weakness, but true surrender is intelligent actually. So it's the art of participating without controlling all the time.
Here, softness becomes your strength. Your children feel it. Your partner can sense it. Even your business begins to flow. And the shift here is from pressure to play, from I must manage to I can trust. Beauty begins where control ends. And finally, elevate and expand. This is where peace and power finally meet. You no longer chase, you create. You no longer manage, you magnetize. You become the woman whose energy leads her life, not her fear. You feel light again, present again, alive again.
The shift you will experience is from proving to presence. What you will gain is joy that lasts, magnetism that deepens, and leadership that feels effortless. You don't need to burn down what you've built. That's not what we mean. You just need to rise differently.
You will breathe again. You will feel again. You will remember who you are when you stop performing and start being.
The RISE method isn't about becoming someone new. It's about coming home to the woman you were always meant to be. It is that simple. You have now seen the map, the 3 stages of relationships, and the 4 phases of the RISE method. You know exactly why you have been stuck, and you have felt what's possible on the other side.
So the question is no longer, why do I keep repeating this? It's, am I ready to rise differently?
And that is what our 3-hour experience, the 3 stages of relationship, is for. It's the structured, guided space where we walk you step by step through your own cycle, from childhood imprint to adult pattern and to conscious rewrite, so you can finally reprogram it.
Inside the course, you will receive the complete framework, guided practices, and self-assessment tool to begin resetting your nervous system for safety, connection, and freedom. And this isn't homework, it's homecoming. For those of you who feel this work in your body, not as a maybe, but as that quiet yes, we want to extend a heartfelt invitation because awareness is powerful, but embodiment begins with action. If you felt yourself softening, breathing easier today, that's your system remembering safety. And this is your chance to keep that momentum alive.
So join us for the 3 stages of relationships, a 3-hour RISE experience that can recalibrate decades of old patterns, and often it happens in just one afternoon. The regular price is $197, but today only for those who are here live with us, you can enroll for $147. So it's our way of honoring women who choose transformation in real time, because we believe that change doesn't happen later. It happens the moment you decide you're ready.
This special offer is available only until the end of this call. And once we close the webinar, the link reverts to the regular price. You can use coupon code RISE 2025 live, and you can join now, consciousonthego.com/RISE, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. And today we have this offer, only €147. It will revert to 197 after this call. And as we speak, we are placing the registration link here in the chat for you. You can click on it and join while we are still live together. And for those of you who are going to join live, you'll also receive a private 60-minute consultation with either of us, a session that's normally valued higher than the course itself. So once you register, you will receive an email confirming your spot. Your full course access opens on November 15th, and you will receive your welcome email with everything you need to begin your journey prior to that. We walk beside you every step of the way. Take a breath with us. There is no rush. This part is for you. You can open the link or scan the QR code. We'll stay here with you for a moment. You can register if it only takes a minute to complete your payment. And your confirmation email will arrive right after you join.
I think we have a question on the coupon code.
It's R.I.S.E 2025 Wife. Maybe we need to put it in the chat. Can you do this one for me, Yana? It's
Yeah, I will just double check. Yeah, to the R.I.S.E 2025. You have any issues experiencing that? Let us know.
Welcome for those of you who are joining. It's such a special moment to witness women choosing themselves in real time. You can take your time. We are right here with you. And if you're still feeling into it, that's completely okay. Sometimes the yes doesn't come as a loud voice. It comes as a quiet knowing. Just listen to the one that's already inside you.
So we also believe that the next chapter of your life doesn't begin when someone else changes, but it begins when you do. So if your body feels that quiet yes, just trust it. That's not pressure, that's alignment. So join now while you're still in the energy of clarity and calm. And as said, if there are any questions or any kind of technical issues while you're doing, then you can always put it in the chat and we will help you with that.
Hundreds of women just like you have stepped into this work with us. And what we've seen again and again is that transformation doesn't begin with effort. It begins with one small conscious pause. The moment you stop performing and start being. You're not doing this alone. We are walking beside you every step of the way. And in that calm, something beautiful begins to rise.
And here are what our clients say, or at least some of them. We just chose a couple of quotes. For example, Sophia, a mother of two, is saying, I didn't expect to feel peace so quickly. My body finally exhaled. We have Elena, who is a successful entrepreneur. She was sharing that after years of therapy, this was the first time she felt, instead of just talking about calm, she felt it for the first time. Then we have Clara, 43 years old from Zurich. My relationship with my daughter changed within a week. I stopped fixing her and we started laughing again. So these stories are not just exceptions, they are reminders. And because when one woman softens, she gives everyone around her permission to do the same. And the impact is incredible to your life, but also to everybody around you.
Inside the course, you will receive 9 short modules, each about 20 minutes, filled with insight, story, and tools you can use immediately.
You will also get our workbook with reflection prompts and an individual 30-day R.I.S.E reset plan, a gentle rhythm to keep your nervous system steady as you grow. Because transformation isn't about doing more, it's about doing it consciously.
You will also get 1-year access to replays and downloadable resources. And our bonus for the first 30 seats get a 60-minute private session.
And before you decide, here are a few answers to the most, at least 4 of the most common questions. So if you're wondering, what if I don't have the time? Each module is quite short, actually. We've made it for busy, successful women like you, intentionally designed for real lives and real busy people.
If your question is, what if I've already tried everything? That's exactly why this works. Because it doesn't stop at the mind. It unites the mental and the physiological. We don't just reframe your thoughts, we retrain your nervous system.
And if you're wondering, what if I don't want to open old wounds? That is not actually what we're going to be doing with this course. So trust us, you won't. You will build safety and you will not relieve pain. And finally, if you're thinking, what if it doesn't work for me? Maybe it has worked for other people, but why should it work for me? Then you will still walk away with more awareness, that is for sure, more calm and more clarity than you came with. So there is no loss and only return and more growth for you on the path.
Let us share with you what is the real cost of staying the same and what would be the cost of a divorce emotionally, financially, energetically. What is it costing your health to live in constant tension, frustration, and stress? What is it costing your children to grow up learning survival instead of calm?
And what is it costing your work when you lead from exhaustion instead of clarity? And what would it be like and what would it be worth to finally wake up feeling calm, connected, and free? So, the 3 stages of relationships is the first step in your R.I.S.E journey. For those who wish to go deeper later, we have private mentorship and immersive programs open by invitation.
But this course isn't a teaser. It's a complete transformation on its own. It's the foundation where peace, clarity, and connection begin to feel natural. Freedom doesn't come from changing your relationships. It comes from changing how you relate.
When you rise, everyone around you rises. Your children, your partner, your team. This work isn't personal, it's generational.
So now, as you choose this journey, you're not just investing in peace, you're modeling it for everyone who looks up to you.
And finally, you don't need to fix yourself, you just need to rise consciously.
Take one last deep breath with us. You don't need to become more. You simply need to remember who you are when you stop performing and start being.
You've built your life. Now it's time to build your peace. So we are happy that we can walk this path with you, and with gratitude and truth, we will see you inside.
And if you're joining us, type I'm ready so we can welcome you in. Thank you, everyone.